what I just wanted to share with you is some information on not the negativity that's going on the planet. I believe it's good to be aware of what's happening, not to immerse yourself in it. Stay away from it as much as you can energetically. That doesn't mean not to be in tune with what's going on, but for everything negative, and be selective about what you watch or what you read or listen to. Make sure you're doing a lot of positive things. And if you live in a town or a city or anywhere that a lot of the energy is on negativity, then maybe moving might be a really good thing to do, because it is really hard. The denser an area is during this time, because our planet is already so dense, it makes it even harder. It's almost like an alcoholic who's gone through recovery goes home to a bunch of alcoholics. It's very, very, very difficult to stay in a really positive way of life. And what I'm going to say is, don't immerse yourself in all the negativity. Keep an eye out for what's actually going on, but don't become a part of that energetic, low vibrational force. It really messes with you inside. Your whole electrical field, your energetic field, actually your brain waves. And as you are a co-creator of your world, you are affecting exactly what's going on for you. So what we're doing is, I'm not saying it's easy, but what I'm saying, be aware of what's going on, but know that we are going through initiation. These are like final trials that we can pass through and not have to live in the density of this 3D world anymore. So my suggestion is, be aware. Don't buy into any of the fear. Be observant. Be the observer. Know that there is a much higher purpose and reason for what's going on. So as we pass through these portals of initiation from one layer to the next, we can't expect to always be in this positive, perfect place. High positivity, just being always up, because that's phony. I mean, that's fake. What we want to do is just be authentic. Yes, there's amazing days when we just think, oh my gosh, we're almost there. And then there's really difficult days. So there's really gracious days where we just breeze through and we really have the clarity and our heart is open and full, and all we do is love humanity for wherever they are. And remember, you cannot teach calculus to a kindergartner. So why are we trying to convince those that are fast asleep to believe or know what we do? And it's not about knowing what we do, because everyone's knowing will be different depending on their journey and what state of initiation they are in, what veils they have broken through, which ones they have not. So we have to start treading gently on others and allowing their beliefs, no matter how ridiculous we may say they are. That doesn't mean we don't keep people accountable. When we know that 99.99% of young children are not affected by this virus or get over it really simply if they get it. When we know that, and we're allowing monsters to get away with okaying a vaccine for them, which they have no idea the consequences 2 years, 5 years, 20 years down the road. And honestly, we are going to look back in time. And yes, they will cover up as much as they possibly can and change history like they have before. And that's why a lot of the young people really don't have a clue what is actually playing out, that they are being played. So they're going to look back and realize this was some of the most atrocious, barbaric, evil agendas that have gone on in 2020 and 2021 so far. Right now, it would be advisable for all those people with those monstrous platforms say 350,000 to a couple million followers that are out there, that they have that many followers and they all seem to be doing individual things, trying to, for their state or for, their county or for whatever their agenda is, which is all fine and good. But could you imagine if all of those voices with those huge followings that really are trying to do the right thing and expose what's really happening, if they got together, join forces and monies that they have been raising and go after the Supreme Court, forcing them to reinstate the laws that were in, was it 70s or 80s, before they changed, where the vaccine companies suddenly did not become accountable anymore for their actions. If they were now accountable again, this would stop. 90% of what's going on would stop. They know they don't want to be accountable because they would be bankrupt in just a year or two. So why are we dissipating our energy and focusing it all over the place on all these individual band-aids instead of really what the core of what's happening here? It is for control of people. It is for domination. It is to monitor, brainwash, create a fascist government. And all of these people are really just the rats being boiled slowly so they don't jump out of the pot. They don't even get it, what they're doing. I thought last year people were going to get it. And I got upset first. I was like, are you kidding me? You don't know what's going on with the mask and the selective stores, and let's keep all the big chain stores in business. So we force the mom and pop, the middle class out of business. Everything that's going on is so logical to most of us. And it's amazing how people have been brainwashed. I'm just floored by it. But I don't get mad anymore. I used to get upset, especially when I saw children in masks, because I knew what it was doing to them, health-wise, dental-wise, which the Dental Association should also be ashamed of themselves for all the studies that came out, that they knew that they were rotting people's teeth and jaws, but they were making too much money. They refused to release it. They covered it up. I know this for a fact. And I mean, is everyone a criminal in these organizations? Is our world so obsessed by money, material things, that it can't even see really what's going on within their own lives and what they are creating for temporarily satisfaction? I don't know. It's mind-boggling. But again, I regress there. I realize that we can't get upset about any of it. So to try to get someone to understand that's already been programmed by the system, that already has been vaccine injured because the amount that they put in children since birth, they just don't even have common sense. They don't understand how to debate, how to look at both sides of things. Science is so fallible. It was only a theory. It's always based on a theory. Nothing about it is fact. Things change all the time. And yet people say they follow the science. Get real. I mean, wake up, at least to that degree. Anyway, so we are going through these times of very highs and lows for many of us, because if we came to be a leader and it doesn't seem to be working because of what we see out in the world, it gets discouraging. So it's about trying to keep ourselves with high vibrational people, meditating together, which I have some friends that I am fortunate to do that with several times a week. And that helps the collective, our collective stability, to make sure you're meditating yourself every day. And also stay away from a lot of the negativity. Make sure you're censoring anything someone sends you, and find those people that are just, putting the basic truth out, and research what you want based on what will help you and yours. But remember, these are portals of initiation, and they are difficult, what we are going through. These 26,000-year-old cycles, one that we are in right now, is an incredible opportunity to just, part all those veils and see through even the ones that are made of steel. So we have this awareness, so we have this clarity, so that we can stand in love with our heart. Because all of us who have been in those absolute states of bliss that only come about the grace of, I believe, my divine creator, when I am so in tune to being on my path, by being in nature, by eating healthy food, non-GMO, organically grown, know my farmers, meditating, and being as positive as possible. We seem to go, poetry was one of those things too that I used to do a lot of, and I would end up in these states of consciousness that last for days, that were just total bliss. And so we remember those times where the world was perfect. Everyone was perfect, just the way they were. We loved everyone and everything unconditionally. And that's why there won't be anyone to save us out there, because the Creator is neutral, impartial. So each of our souls has the opportunity to do this for ourselves, to know this state of being and to advance into that more permanent state, instead of only being able to go into those states for days or weeks at a time. So I guess be gentle. That's what I'm saying. We need to learn to be gentle and not be frustrated for what's happening in the world. Pay attention, do what we can, speak up when we need to, try to do it in the most loving ways we can. We'll never make anybody change their mind when we use violence or anger. And the remembrance of, we are co-creators. We're definitely co-creators with the divine energies. And that you can look into science and see how the quantum works, and how everything in my world is like holographic. It's like a reflection, each fleck. Everything I do is a reflection of something bigger and broader and more inclusive. So every little bit I change about myself, but I am a human design projector with a splenic response, which, so I know bullshit, I can call it out and people instantly. But I also in a 5-1, which is a leader and a heretic also. And in my Vedic astrology chart, yep, I'm Libra with an exalted Saturn, and exalted Saturn wants to rule the world, and Libra wants to make sure it's fair and even, but I'm ruled by Venus. So Venus wants just everything beautiful. But all of this can work together. Like beauty creates such a high vibrational force. So if you can stay in as much beauty as possible, surround yourself, like I said, with high vibrational, I have crystals that are just really, these are just a few of them, high vibrational energies. I've got some across the room that are monstrous, but surround yourself with nature, which is incredibly high vibrational. Food, the food you eat, what you read, what you watch. Stay away from all of those TV shows and movies and things they have on Amazon and Netflix and all of those platforms that are just dark, because you're inviting that energy into you. And really, you don't need any more density. The world has enough density right now, right? We don't need any more. There's enough out there. So, and that's what I wanted to share. Let's not go dipping into the darkness. Let's not blame everyone else. Let's look at what they're doing instead of looking for the band-aids. Let's look for the solutions, where the core, where it started, where we can really stop something, like rolling back time, where we can make vaccine companies and those that profit, anyone that has a patent, anyone that has bought stock, those are the people that need to pay for any damage done. And this will stop. All right. Have a blessed and beautiful day.